Hello everybody, welcome back to a skipped week, but yeah, this week is going to be heavy. There wasn't much that I saw last week that I missed, but since then a lot has happened, so let's get into it. So firstly, what the fuck is happening with Kanye right now? A lot happened a while ago that I haven't talked about yet because this series didn't exist back then, but a lot has happened recently as well. So let's go back and have an underlying of what the hell started all this. For a long time, Kanye has been posting weird things, which led to think that he wasn't quite right in the head, but nothing prepared us for his anti-Semitic views, just quite like the post that got him banned off Twitter. That's where it mainly ended. He went DEFCON 3, which is a middle DEFCON, but you know, that's fine. And then it went quiet for a bit. Up until one certain thing in the news that happened a couple of weeks ago, when Elon brought Twitter and went on an unbanning spree. So then, he's back. Now we can see all the crap that Kanye wants us to see, including his first post, Shalom, which, okay, yeah, cool, whatever. But the reason he then went on loads of podcasts around the same time. I can't remember what the exact order is, but he then went on loads of podcasts and interviews and like Piers Morgan, all those kind of let's get my view across, to then walk out of them.
If that's your position,
that's clear. Interview adjourned. Love you.
Are you leaving?
Are you afraid of the press?
He's gone.
He walked out of almost all of them, I believe, because he doesn't expect any pushback to what he says because of freedom of speech, which freedom of speech does not mean freedom of consequence. It does not mean that people are not going to respond and you get consequences for what you say. He has said on podcasts that he can see whatever he likes and he'll still get sponsored by Adidas. To which then they dropped him. Along with Gap and many more. But he thinks that he's bulletproof. He thinks that he can say whatever he likes. Any anti-Semitic views that he wants to put out there. And he'll still get paid. He will still get sponsored by everybody. And he didn't. He got dropped by them. As they should. And then it went quiet for a little bit. And then he said he's going to now be running for president in 2024. Bit early, but sure. He did run for 2020, but he announced it too late. So now he's learned from that and announced it really early. Which is scary. Because we know he is going to get votes by the edgy people going, oh yeah, I voted for Kanye, which is scary. Especially with what we've seen recently with his latest interview with Alex Jones. I'm not going to go into all the shit that he said, well, Alex Jones that is, because there is a lot. He says that a lot of shootings haven't happened and all this shit, to which all of his crap talking has now cost him £1 billion lawsuit. He's been fined £1 billion from the shit that comes out of his mouth. And yet, on this interview, he seems like the sane one. How fucked up do you have to be to make Alex Jones look sane? But what did Kanye say to make Alex Jones actually backtrack and try and try and just recover from what Kanye said? Well, Kanye likes Hitler. He likes Nazis. He likes Hitler, and says that the Holocaust didn't happen. That's a rough roundup. I'll put some clips in now of what the actual wording he used and the responses from Alex Jones.
Well, CNN says white people are evil Nazis, so I mean, I disagree with both statements, but I get the pros.
I don't like the word evil next to Nazis. I think we need to look at
Oh my goodness! Just because you don't like one group doesn't mean the other. But look, it's
I
fine.
love Jewish people, but I also love Nazis.
Oh man! Well, and the Nazis, in my view, were thugs that shook people down, did a lot of really bad things.
But they did good things too. We're gonna stop dissing the Nazis all the time.
Okay, we're gonna get to that. I'm just saying, I don't like Nazis, and I don't like what some of the mafias are doing either.
I like Hitler. I like Hitler.
I don't like Hitler. And I know you're trying to be shocking with that.
I'm not trying to be shocking. I like Hitler. I do not. The Holocaust is not what happened. Let's look at the facts of that. And Hitler has a lot of redeeming qualities.
So tell us, you think Hitler was the good guy in World War II?
And in the end, he says that he himself is a Nazi.
I'm tired of hearing I'm a Nazi. I'm really, because I'm not. But I think by them falsely accusing people, some people are going to become Nazis.
I am. Now what? I am.
I try and keep this impartial, but fuck you, Kanye. I do not support Nazis. One of the few things that the world is in complete agreement with is that Hitler was bad. Nazis are bad, and the Holocaust happened. But yet, I don't know if he actually truly believes this, or he's trying to be edgy, or I love all things. But those are the things we leave the hell alone. There are living people that are still dealing with what happened in the Holocaust. It wasn't that long ago. But let's just leave it there. Let's just hope that he goes back into whatever cave he came from, and that in 2024, no one votes for him. He would have pissed off that many people that even his target, I think his target was like the youth. You know, those college people that would just vote randomly because my vote doesn't matter. It will. Even if you think your vote doesn't matter. I'm English. I'm not going to deal with that. But still, your vote does matter. Now, let's move on from Kanye and keep it in clothing. So what the hell happened with Balenciaga? What went down? The whole controversy with those? Well, it involves kids and bears in bondage outfits, which isn't a combination that should go together. Balenciaga released their spring 23 campaign, their what's coming up, and in it there were pictures of kids with dressed in Balenciaga clothes and also holding bondage bears. Yeah, with restraints and that kind of deal. There's a picture probably on your screen now, and that obviously raised a couple of eyebrows. And yeah, as obviously you would understand, then it meant that people looked more into other pictures that got released in that same campaign, which, if you were to look at this image, do you notice anything odd? No, obviously not. But what is on that piece of paper? That piece of paper, if you zoom and enhance, is an excerpt from a court case regarding child porn. So, you know, many eyebrows got raised once they figured out what that was. So, of course, there was a lot of tweets about people bashing Balenciaga, saying, how the hell did this get signed off? And Balenciaga is cancelled in my eyes. That kind of thing. Which, of course, Balenciaga responded. They, of course, took down the campaign, and they put a post up on their Instagram saying about how the bears were not meant to be included, and obviously that court document was not meant to be there. They went on to say about how they are taking legal action against the company that was meant to be setting up all of these scenes and actually did the photo shoots, and who approved these items, and they strongly condemn any child abuse of any form, which just seems like they're trying to cover their backs. So a lot of people were just, again, after this, went to Twitter and saying that so what do Balenciaga just have to apologise, turn off comments on their Instagram posts and then let it go? Do they have no responsibility for what got put on that set? Yes, those bears are for sale. Well, they will be getting put up for sale by Balenciaga, but not to do with children. Apparently they were not the ones that did all of the set organising. We'll see what comes out of this. It's not spring 23 yet, so we will see what makes it in, what doesn't. This was from last week. Now, this was going to be the only thing that I basically reported on, was Mercedes. They, in their new electric cars, are going subscription model for the power and acceleration that you can use, which obviously stirred up a lot of hate. Car companies have done this before with including electric seats and heaters, but then you pay to use them, which on a simple logics, purely logic basis, isn't the worst thing, because it means that they don't have to do that many different SKUs of the car when they're manufacturing them, so they don't have to do them with and without, which saves money in the manufacturing, and it would save the customer money because they're not paying for something they're not going to use in the summer. But in reality, is the user going to see anything to do with this price cut of manufacturing, or are Mercedes just, or whoever implements it, I think BMW were doing it as well, or are they just going to be money grabbers? If we're in an ideal world, it would actually go back to the consumer and be cheaper for you. But companies always think of their bottom line. They will not do that if they can help it. For example, with the news from Mercedes with their electric vehicles, the idea would be on normal roads, you wouldn't pay for the extra. And then if you're going to do a track day, you pay the fee to get in. And then you pay the fee to Mercedes to unlock the full potential of your engine. Which, yeah, they don't have to put different engines and batteries and all that crap into all these different types of cars, so it saves Mercedes less money. But then, is that going to go back to the consumer? No, of course not. They're going to save the money in the manufacturing, sell the car for the same price, and not make it cost less to the consumer, and then just charge money when you want to get the full power of your vehicle. It's a win-win for them. And then there's the mental aspect of when you own these cars of, this car could be going faster. I have electric seats that I'm dragging around. I have these heaters in the seats and everything else that I could be using, but they're just paperweights right now because I haven't paid for the extra. Previously, there would be little plastic panels on your dashboard of, that's where the aircon button would be. That's where the traction control button would be, but I didn't pay for it, so I don't actually get anything to do with the system I haven't paid for. But it is there. Everything's there. It's just your account doesn't have the tick saying that you've paid for it, which I imagine a lot of people will not like. They do not like having stuff that they have to carry around in their car, wasting their fuel economy for no reason. They gave you, the car comes with it, why can't I use it? Everything is going subscription based, and it's not fun for the general consumer. I bought a car, that one payment, I'm done. I have the car. Now you've got constant payments coming out, and I get that constant payments coming out will be handy to, say, do software upgrades for your in-car entertainment system and stuff like that, which if there's one single payment, it's a lot harder to fund those small upgrades and keep actually working on the car that you've already brought. But there'll be improvements in battery life and stuff like that when they get more and better algorithms, which they would have got money for via the subscription that you keep paying. So you're actually paying for much better stuff down the line. A lot of people don't see it that way. They see it as, I brought it, I've got it. Well, now you've got in-car stereo that will not be updated for the life of the car. But oh well, there's always going to be a weird transition period where currently a lot of car companies are bringing out electric cars which can be updated on the fly. They can get better software and better battery management, that kind of thing. There's still old cars, so the old way of petrol and diesel, which you can't do anything really with. So yeah, that's the end of that story. Let's move on to the next. So we all remember the slap that happened back in March. It feels so long ago, but it was still this year, where Will Smith slapped Chris Rock in the face at the Oscars, which, yes, he admitted he was in the wrong, he made his apology, he went back into the shadows, and now he's come back out because he's been tasked with promoting his new film, Emancipation, which a lot of people, a lot of interviewers that he's been going around doing the rounds, doing the interviews with everybody, which obviously have been bringing back up the slap, which he has to apologise for over and over again, saying how he was going through a bad time, all of that. It's been brought back up over and over again, which, can we let it lie now? Can we just focus on what he's meant to be talking about, the new film that's coming out, and not something that happened back in March? Can we just move on? It's December now, which I'll put some lights up, but yeah, it's December now, and it's, at some point we have to move on. Yeah, Chris Rock can do all of his comedy shows and talk about, actually bring it back up and make slight jabs. He has the right to do that. We kind of need to back off. We aren't party A or B, so leave it. Yeah, but yeah, new film out with Will Smith, so might be worth a watch. And that was this week. If there's anything that you think I missed out on, there was a couple that I know I didn't cover. For example, the established title saga, because it's not, we don't know what the outcome of that is yet. They've been accused, we don't know that's actually happening, so once we know, I'll then take a look at it, but right now, it's just a lot of finger pointing. Yeah, anything else like that, put it down in the comment section below, and we can have a discussion down there. And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe if you liked it, and I will see you next Friday. Bye.